let me in, yeah.
Hey everybody, Jordan here at Revolve Gaming. Just went over the whole PS5 event. I'm pretty stoked on it. The whole SSD and everything like that. It's gonna be amazing. I know all the PC haters and stuff like that are, so into it, but it's pretty revolutionary. The PS5 event was actually quite good. I mean, in comparison to the Xbox event, it was lackluster, to say the least. So I just want to go over some of the games that were announced on that. The first off was the new Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I mean, that thing was looking really good, and I mean, it's probably going to be cross-generational, but taking advantage of the new SSD and the new architecture of the PS5, I think there's going to be a lot more layers to it, and I think that's really, really cool. I mean, PS5 is doing something different, which that's why I like about that over the Xbox Series X. I feel like the controller is just very much the same, not a lot of innovation with it, right? So I'm pretty excited about the PS5 more, in my opinion. They're both going to be great consoles. One's 12 teraflops, one's 10.28, but that doesn't always mean that it's going to be a stronger or better console. I mean, games talk, right? So that's why I wanted to go over this PS5 event and talk about all these games. So yeah, the new Spider-Man, it's looking good. To be honest, I mean, I played the other one, really liked it. And this one, considering it's going to be a lot better as far as like graphics wise and load times, I think it's going to be something else. Gran Turismo 7. I've never been a huge racing fan. I used to back in the day, PlayStation 1. That was my jam. I remember with the old buddies, and when it first came out, we'd be doing all these racing events and stuff. It was really good, and it kind of slowly over time, in my opinion, got a little bit lackluster. But that's just me. I mean, everyone's different. So that's not a huge thing on my radar. The new Resident Evil 8. I mean, the Village, that was cool. I played the Resident Evil 7 on the PS4 Pro, and that thing, man, did it look good, and it was intense. And so I'm very excited about that. It's going to be really cool. Like, I really like the horror aspect, and Chris Redfield coming back and kind of like showing that little glimpse of him. That was pretty cool to me. Of course, there's Horizon Forbidden West here. Horizon Forbidden West is going to be Sony's big target. And, they want to catch as many people with that game. So they really did a lot of good production value on that. And so for me, the first one was really good. I didn't finish it or anything, but I played it a bit, and it was really good. I'm looking forward to that because, I mean, it's going to sell like gangbusters. It's going to be using all the proper architecture of the PS5. So to me, that's going to be, as soon as it comes out, I'm going to get it for sure. The next one I want to go over here is, where is it? Well, the Square Enix game. They didn't show a lot on it, but I watched it in 4K. Just the design of it, that one looked really, really cool as well, with the whole dragon at the end, and I mean the detail in that. It's a Square Enix game, so it's a day one for me. I love Square Enix. Always been an RPG fan. It's my kind of go-to. Now, there's more to that. I mean, there was that other exclusive that looked like kind of, like an animated, somewhat kiddie game, but also at the same time had a lot of Zelda aspects to it. So that one is really cool. I think it was called Kenna. Yeah, Kenna. That was one that I'm looking forward to, and of course, NBA 2K21. That one, I'm a big basketball fan, as you can see the hat. So I'm really hoping that some of the mechanics get worked out in the next gen, and it brings up to that next level. Hitman 3 was introduced. I played a couple of those. I did like them. They were pretty good. For me, I'll check it out, but it's not like, oh, I have to have it. So yeah, I'm very, very interested to see more on the PS5. I did watch the tech deep dive that most people did not like. I watched it a couple of times because it was just very intriguing, the 3D audio and how the SSD and the I/O really do work. I feel like that's going to be a huge thing. Like, you can have all this power and all this fast SSD, but you're bottlenecked if you don't have that I/O completely from zero to the whole SSD. So all that stuff needed to be addressed, and I'm glad that Sony is doing that, because that's what I feel is going to make a big difference in all these things. So yeah, I mean, that's just a quick little rundown of kind of what I wanted to talk about today. It was a good event overall, and I can't wait to see more on the PS5 as soon as it gets released, because like I said, there's so much to go over with the PS5 and stuff that they haven't released. I mean, they've talked a bit about pricing. The pricing, I've heard from some rumors that the discless is going to be around 500-ish Canadian, 400 American, and about 550 for the disc version, the 4K Blu-ray disc version. So it's going to be in the right pricing that PS5 wants to hit. That's very smart, but we don't know for sure, because they've talked about value. Jim Ryan talked about in his interview about value for the consumer. So I mean, that's just one of the, I think it was a Europe retailer that kind of like leaked it fully. I don't know if it's actually going to be that price, so take it with a grain of salt. But again, I'm very, very pumped over anything about the PS5. They've got some things that are hopefully going to be transformative for the next gen. Out.